Hello, everyone. Dr. Tammy here. This is totally a moment that I'm just going to do this video and doing it live without waiting for the perfect timing, the perfect setting, the perfect lighting, or the perfect situation where my dogs will not interrupt this. I just had to do this because it's so important, and I wanted to share this with you all right away. It's like, my goodness. So I was flying home last night from California. I was out there for granddaughter's promotion from school, and I was supposed to do a training, which I ended up getting salmonella poisoning and ended up in my hotel room in bed for 3 days. So we had to cancel the training, and it turned out really to be a bummer, but it is what it is. And I've never been so sick with stomach cramps in my life, but you know, that's okay. I got better, flew home, I was able to fly home, and so I'm grateful for that. And I'm just noticing there's a bubble in my hair. So anyway, I'm flying home, and, you know, thank the Lord, there's no more issues with my stomach. But I've been working on developing, you know, more growth in myself and things that I'm sharing with others, and developing some courses. And yes, I do have several projects in the works right now that I'm working on, and it's very exciting. And I was thinking about, oh gosh, you know, it's very exciting to, you know, to see what God is doing and the doors that he's opening and the possible future. But I had this twinge inside of me, this pulling back, this fear, this like kind of like holding my breath. And that happens to me over and over. And it's always when I'm taking a leap forward and getting ready to, you know, to publish another book, or my supporting sisters conferences, and just the success of, you know, and I'm like, and I've been trying to like, okay, what is the deal, Tammy? I get close, and then I'm pulling myself back. And I've known that there's something there. And of course, you know, this is how God wants us to come to conclusion of things, is seeking him, praying, and taking that time. And in his time, he will reveal, you know, to us, you know, what we're seeking him about. Well, last night as I'm on the plane looking out the window and I'm writing different notes, I'm going through this book, all of a sudden, it was like it just opened up in the most incredible, mind-blowing way. And why I couldn't see it well, you know, it's the Lord's timing. And, you know, sometimes, especially as a person who is a doer and achiever, we really don't take the time to listen. We're you know, we're more about trying to get things done and work, and we think the harder we work and rolling our sleeves up, then we're going to figure it out. And that's just not always the case. There is something to be said for being quiet and listening to the Lord. So here it is. Are you ready for this? Because I've asked myself, why when God has given you so much, he's put so much on your heart. I mean, I have so much in my heart that I want to share, that I want to give to people, I want to give to the world. And I start getting to that point, and it's like I have this thing come up inside of me, and it's a fear, but there's something more, and I kind of pull back. Here I am, I've earned an undergraduate degree, I have 2 master's degrees, a PhD, a clinical psychologist, I've published books, I've, you know, had a television show. I mean, you know, I've done all these things. And I'm like, what in the heck? So the Lord just opened my eyes so clear last night, as I have been really seeking him for several years on this, actually. Well, there's this underlying deep-seated belief, and this is my little note I jotted down as God was just like opening my eyes to it. I had this underlying deep-seated belief that the moment I take off and begin succeeding, tragedy will happen like it has before, like when my daughter Rachel passed away. I was building success and the house of cards crashed. And before that, I was a successful mom. Then a divorce happened. The house of cards crashed. No wonder every time I get excited and the goal is within reach, I feel a panic inside and I pull back, and it is a panic. When I was raising my girls and they were young, I didn't want anything else. I didn't want a career. I had not been to college. I had not been to high school, much less college. But my whole world was around my 3 daughters and raising them, and I was so in love with that role. My life was absolutely about my girls. I was the soccer mom. I was the choir mom. I homeschooled for 6 years. I baked my own bread. I mean, the whole thing, and I was in love with it. Well, things happen, and I didn't see coming, and next thing you know, I'm a divorced mom with 3 young daughters, with no skills, no career training or education. And so I had to start to school. That's why I ended up going to school. I put myself through many years of school. But, I was so angry for some years over that, because I didn't want to be that career in there doing that. I was forced into a place I didn't want to be. So, I really sought the Lord. He helped me to embrace this new place, even though it's not where I planned to be. It's not what I wanted, but he helped me. And I came to a place of acceptance and embracing. And I became very successful. I was almost through my PhD program. Coursework was almost completed. I was in the process of beginning to explore and research for my dissertation. I had a great internship in San Diego. I was living in San Diego. I was working on the weekends as a clinical therapist on an inpatient unit. I was an adjunct professor at a university that I loved. Everything was going great, and I planned to stay in San Diego, live there, get licensed, become a very successful and excellent child clinical psychologist. Well, then tragedy hit again, and without going into all the details, I will another time, but my youngest daughter ended up in a very bad situation, which just rocked my world in a way that, never will fully recover from the trauma, but, day by day, of course. But eventually she was murdered, and the house of cards all fell again. And I was devastated once again, in bed for those few days, couple weeks, had to get up and start putting the pieces back together, but I was never the same. I had no desire for life, much less to go back to my program and complete my PhD, my dissertation, all of that, trying to put the pieces of life back together. And so I never resumed where I was. Eventually, I did finish the PhD. I did walk. I graduated, to my daughter, because she was very proud of her mom, and I knew that she wanted to see me. She would have wanted that. But I wasn't back in San Diego. I had everything died, everything. And so it's been 15 years. I struggled for a very long time. I tried to get myself on a path, but long and short of it, you all, God just revealed how there is this fear that happened, but something interrupted. So I hope we're back on track here. But I just want to say that the fear is that I'm going to get established and become successful again with the things, the desires in my heart that have come back, and the things that I feel God has called me to, and the desires He's put in my heart. And there is this panic and fear inside that I'm going to build that, and then, and then there's going to come this hurricane and just wipe it all out again. So I just wanted to share that with you today. I mean, literally just last night on the plane, this is what God revealed to me after much, seeking and all of that. And so I'm very excited to know this. I'm very excited to walk through this with the Lord and embrace, this and trust Him for the strength now to take those steps forward anyway, and to trust that even if I experienced another hurricane that devastated, that he will remain faithful like He did the times before. When I became that single mom overnight, hadn't planned, didn't foresee any of that, God remained faithful. Never once did He not stay by my side and remain faithful to me and help me in so many incredible ways. And then when my daughter was killed, again, in devastation and the pieces blown apart in my life, never once did God disappoint me. He never disappointed me. He never failed me. He remained faithful even in the darkest nights of my soul and the pain and agony that I cannot even describe to you. He still never left me. So even if there were another major hit to my life, I do not have to be afraid, because my God is with me. He goes before me. He will not forsake me. He will not forsake you. We do not have to be afraid of what may come, but that we can actually live in the moment and allow God to give us those desires, put them in our heart, and allow Him to lead us forward, and that we don't have to fear what may be coming down the road, because it may never come. But if it does, we can think about the times that He has been faithful to us. So that's all I have. That's what I wanted to share. I wanted to do it without having everything perfect, but I just wanted to get that out there to you. I was so excited. I wanted to do this on the plane last night coming in and just share what He's shown me in my heart. But of course it was dark and it was late and all that.